Hey guys, thanks for watching another episode of Lucious Showcase. I am Lucious T, or Luscious T, depending on who you ask.
It's luscious, trust me.
Luscious T.
Thanks, Rue. Oh, stop. Everyone knows that's me. Yeah, there's another version of me, okay? Hooray for not hiring any other actors. That's Luscious T. I'm Lucious T. Let's move on. So this is a game that when I first heard about it, it was actually on Metal Jesus' Hacks, Homebrew, and Repro episode, Hidden Gems, whatnot, with Reggie. And I heard the name, and already I was sold. So I think you know what game it is. It is the title. And I was just keep in mind, I was really excited about playing it. And yeah, so let's see what I thought. Now, let me preface this with, I'm not a big NES kind of guy as far as hard games I've beaten. I never really played much Ninja Gaiden. I got to the Technodrome once in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And yeah, as far as hard NES games, Zelda 2 is probably it. And then recently, of course, Cobra. We want Cobra! But other than that, Moon Crystal is probably the legitimately hardest game I've ever beaten. And it sneaks up on you, too. There's a storyline where there's this moon crystal that turns people into monsters, and story-wise, I won't go into that too much. It's pretty decent. It's definitely not RPG-like, but it's a welcome addition to the game, and the cutscenes are very well put together. The first level starts off pretty easily. You learn that you can pick up empty hearts that increase your heart meter, and you also can get a sword that doubles your damage and increases your attack range, and then you get a little boot that will give you a double jump. Now the double jump is very nice and you have to rely on it, but it's a little finicky. It's one of those things where you have to tap it, and if you are, I think you can only do the double jump while you're still going up. So if you hit jump and then your character starts descending, it doesn't work. And I had a lot of stupid deaths happen because of that. And that's one of my biggest complaints with the game, is that feature right there. Along with, the controls are pretty good for the most part. There aren't that many unfair deaths other than that. But it does feel a little stiff at times because it gives you an animation to turn around. So, let me say, so you're walking right, and then to turn left, you have to tap the button, and then your character physically turns left, and then you have to tap left again to go that way. So, it's not that big a deal at first, but starting with the third boss, this game gets crushingly difficult. I spent so much time trying to beat him, and after that, every boss just got worse and worse and worse. And then you get to the last boss, and of course there's two different forms, and you think you beat the game, but no, there's another last boss, and he has two different forms. I will tell you that the last boss you think is the last boss is probably harder than the final last boss. I don't know if it's just because by then you've been battle hardened by the game. But as far as just good platformers with from what I hear, it's a Prince of Persia style where you can grab onto a ledge and pull yourself up. The controls are a little stiff, but not so stiff that it actually affects anything. And this is just a very, very good NES game. It's up there with, it's up there with the Ninja Gaidens. It's up there with the other platformers in its category, I'd say. Bear in mind, this is someone who hasn't played any of those. But Moon Crystal, going into it, I wanted to like it, and playing it, I was not disappointed. And it was a task getting through this game. It was not easy. This is one of those things where if you get discouraged by crushing difficulty, you may not appreciate it as much as I did. Because I breezed for the first two levels, and graphically, there's some impressive stuff going on in this game. Especially in level 2, when you have the swirling clouds going back and forth with a little bit of parallax scrolling on the NES, that's impressive. That looked really nice. Each different zone was very varied. I appreciated that. And as you played it more, as you got more familiar with it, you got better. And no one talks about this game, but if you talk to diehard NES people that know the catalog, Moon Crystal is one of those games where you get some street cred for playing it. And I didn't even know it was going to be such a legitimately good game. I just like the title. I literally just judged it based on the Moon Crystal title, and I saw some of those cutscenes, and I'm like, that looks good. I want to try it. And I'm glad I have it. It's probably one of my favorite NES games now, and one of the hardest NES games, if not the hardest NES game I've ever beaten. If you have the dedication, you have the patience, I highly recommend this game. This is 100% a game that you should repro. As far as the rating goes, I give it a 9.25. Difficulty-wise, it kicks it down a little bit, but I'm actually not gonna punish it too much for it, because otherwise this game would be it would be easy and you'd be done with it. I think a dedicated playthrough I was able to get through in about 6 to 7 hours, and that's very good for an NES game, and it's one that you want to play again. So Moon Crystal, highly recommend it. It's even got a few call-outs, like there's the dude from Ghosts and Goblins, and yeah, it's just, who even made this thing? I don't even know who made this game. Yeah, it doesn't even say who made it on the cart. Oh well. Whatever. Great game. Pick it up and play it. That's your homework. So there you go, Moon Crystal. Excellent game. I really enjoyed it. Pick it up. And yeah, so that's all I got this week. And keep watching. Take care, guys. Oh. One more thing. Cobra, we riot. I don't know.